Hey, welcome to another session with the Activator. This one is very special to me because I know without a doubt, if you're not living with passion, you're missing your purpose. And when you miss your passion and your purpose, you can live your whole life just stagnated. So this little conversation tonight, I love to come and give you some information that I think will empower you, inspire you. I'm truly about lifestyle management. Whether you're 20, 40, 60, or 80, it doesn't matter to me. At some point, you have to really acknowledge that you're living your life with passion. So the conversation this evening will be about activating your P-3 theory. Are you living with passion? Are you living with purpose? And are you knocking on the door to success and realize that when it's passion and purpose, the possibilities will always be there. The possibilities will always be there. I want you to take a 30 days to a new you challenge for me. We recently had a Strive Masterclass where every 30 days you should take an analysis to avoid paralysis about where you are versus where you would like to be. And it's really good sometimes to stop based on where you are on the, should I say, the career trail, where you are in terms of where you are versus now in terms of where you like to be. And I'm going to speak truth to you in a moment. You can enjoy the process. It can be a fun journey. See, there's something you were doing as a kid that you're not doing as an adult, but you put all that time in as a kid. And I always kind of use myself as an example, I guess, because I've been there, done that, and I realize, yes, we do get a profession. Yes, we may even go to college and get a degree and do everything necessary to have secure ways of making money. But you see, that secure way of making money may not be your passion. That secure way of having that 8-to-5 job might not be your true purpose. And when I speak to you from the perspective of purpose, very simple to me. It means your DNA was innately, intrinsically just designed for you to do this. We see all the great professionals in the field of entertainment, sports, who are just, you can tell, just totally into what they're doing to the point that you wouldn't even question if that's what they were supposed to do, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So my job tonight is to get you to unveil that which might be obscured. My job this evening for these next 6, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, is to get you to take an analysis to avoid paralysis of what lies ahead for you. And I don't care what stage you are in the game of life. You could be a college graduate in your 20s. You could be a high school student just going into college. You could be in a profession you've been on the job for 10 years, 20 years. You could be even like myself. I'm retired from another profession as a practitioner in the field of education, as a special needs teacher. But one thing I realized, and I never ever let it stop me, is that I determined that no matter what else I need to do to make money, I'm going to still do things that I have a passion for, that I just love to do. And one of those has been the entertainment business for me. So what is yours? What is your passion? That's the question tonight. Is your passion activated? Are you stagnated? Have you procrastinated about it when you know it's inside of you? See, it's a passion like this. When you're doing it, you don't get paid for it, but you should be getting paid. That's the trick question. Are you doing something you just love to do, but you're not really getting paid for it, but you like to? We live in an economic system, something called inflation, something called the COLA, the cost of living allowance. They will always be there. And they will assume that you in your profession, as time passes, you make more money. As time passes, that you'll realize that you've done the right thing to stay in alignment with inflation. You've gotten the right career path to stay in alignment. You've gotten the right stability. You've gotten something that I'm going to tell you that's critically important at this point. You have anchored yourself in a foundation. You've anchored yourself in this foundation that I call the blueprint. You've anchored yourself in a foundation that becomes a blueprint, but it becomes your system. And you may not be a millionaire. You may not be financially free, but you are financially secure because your passion, your purpose, you realize you can continue to knock on the door to the universe and it would answer you with income. And it also would answer you with pleasure. See, making a lot of money is not going to make you happy if you're not enjoying the process. We all get a multiplicity of opportunities to gain intellectual property, what I call activate certain IPs. Of course, you might be in a job right now. You like the job, you're doing well in it, but is that job your passion? Do you feel that job is allowing you to make your contribution to this planet? Do you feel that job becomes your foundation, your recipe, your blueprint for success? And that blueprint for success should become your system. And there's an acronym for the word system that I want to share with you. Save yourself time, energy, and money. And if you have multiple systems, it's an S on it. Save yourself time, energy, money, and what? Stress. Stress is a silent killer. Stress is the one that you obscure when you're showing up to a job that you don't want to be on that job. Stress is the one that you're in a relationship that you need to eradicate. Stress is the one that's there at the end of the day when it's something you know you need to eradicate, but you're still living in toxicity. There are a few non-negotiables when it comes to determining the path that you get on for the success that you're seeking. And I'm here to tell you something. Until you can find out what those things are, eradicate them, eliminate them, literally delete them from your lifestyle management. I don't care how much passion, I don't care how much you found your purpose, you still never find that success. So there are a few negotiables that people, should I say, just deal with. And then there's some that are non-negotiables. Here's the non-negotiables before we do anything else. Time management is critical to be a peak performer. Living a life of balance is critical. Everything I'm talking to you about is about you dealing with mind, body, and spirit. You got to find the balance. Eradicating bad habits, another non-negotiable. If you're a procrastinator, you know what I mean? That's a bad habit to the point that you stagnate. If you're the kind of person that's always putting it off and realizing a month went by, 3 months went by, 6 months went by, a year went by, you're still in the same situation. These are non-negotiables. Better time management, stop procrastination, kill the bad habits, get rid of toxic people, get out of toxic relationships. And above all things, you cannot have a negative mindset. You've got to be for real about it. And the bottom line is very simply this. You don't think about none of those things because you know you don't need to when you're living with passion. You don't think about none of those non-negotiables when it's your purpose. Nobody's got to make you do it. You want to do it. You may want to write that first book. You may want to buy that first property. You may want to open that first business. There just may be things that you want to do with yourself physically. You may want to run your first marathon. I've run 25 marathons and I can remember what it felt like, how long I put it off because the fear of me failing to do it was winning the game. The fear of failure will always be a giant obstacle. It will always be there, but you got to say you're going to feel the fear and get the job done anyway. Activate your passion. Live your purpose. And the universe will always give you possibilities. How do I do that? The most important thing you can do is this. That one thing I asked you about. What is the one thing that you would do, and you would do it even if you didn't get paid for it because you love it? That's it. It's not a great mystery. That's it. Do you like to inspire people? Do you like to entertain people? Do you like to educate people? Does your passion fall under any of those umbrellas? And now the other question is, why aren't you getting paid for it? Why aren't you getting paid for it? I know people make great pastries. And I ask, why don't you have a bakery? I know some guys who are really, really great singers. Why don't you have your own band? Why don't you do it in original recordings? I know people are great philosophers about life. They know history so well, and I'm saying to them, why not a book on history? So before I leave you this evening, the P-3 theory is only activated if you get off the bench of procrastination, if you stop stagnation. The P-3 theory is only activated if you've acknowledged that you do want to monetize. The P-3 theory is only activated if you determine that you want to have something that's yours forever. I've been in the entertainment business all my life. I've never been a rock star. I've had 2 or 3 recording deals. I've had a #1 singer with my company. I've done things like that, but I've never been a star. But guess what? I still love it. I retired from the education field, and I can still do that. And you know what else I can do? I can say I have net worth because of my passion. One loaded question that you should associate this reality with. Are you relying on your retirement and your pension to be just only from a job, or are you setting it up yourself? Are you building that net worth? Or are you just relying on the pension? The political climate right now is very fragile when it comes to pensions and Social Security. The stock market is on a roller coaster, but you don't have to be there. And all I'm asking you to do, if you'd like to get more information about this, subscribe to my channel. Come into my Get Activated community. Hey, join my 30 Days to a New You Maximum Potential Coaching Opportunity. All you have to do is subscribe and click the link on my website, theactivator.net. Activate your P3 for success. Your passion, your purpose, and your unbelievable, infinite opportunity for possibility.